but apparently I must have hit cancel instead of.
Oh, yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah, so.
Running back.
All right, I need to get away from my computer because I got the screen thing running. So now I'm gonna hear myself talking, and I don't like that.
I mean, you're not one of those guys that likes to hear themselves talk.
Probably, but not. I don't want to hear my own voice. I sound annoying to myself.
I hate my own voice when I watch my videos back. It makes me cringe so much. I feel like everybody does that, though, you know?
Me too, Rand. Me too.
Good morning.
This is the only thing that's keeping me from starting my podcast. It's like I really don't want to be the one to to say the things.
You got to do it, Lida. You got to do it, man.
Yo, TCT's in the house. He's probably driving.
No, I'm not on the road yet. We're packing up. Did Lido try to hijack Cardano Over Coffee this morning?
No, I forgot to share it. So
we had a classic fork. You know, this is Cardano. Cardano forks like almost every day.
It does work every day. It forks almost quite a few times a day, actually. That most people don't even know that. But yeah, we had a fork. We rolled back. Everything's okay.
Okay, yeah, I was a little confused. I was in a space by myself with Lido this morning, and I was like, oh no, he stole Cardano Over Coffee.
No, I went to share it in the group chat, but I must have hit cancel because I'm stupid.
It happens.
So, quick question. I put this in a chat with the men's SWAT team, and they told me that it seems to be running slow. But has anybody else been able to access their site this morning? Or is it just me?
Yeah, took a long time to load up, but I got it. I loaded it up this morning, and it's looking good.
I talked to Richard from the men's SWAT team, and he said they're working on it. They know of it. I just wanted to make sure, because sometimes my internet is stupid, and if that's going to be the case, then I'm not going to be able to hear anybody during the show.
I only checked it once this morning. It worked fine for me.
Cool. So it's probably just me. So if we get kicked, you know what to do.
They are fixing some features, which would be nice, because a couple of them are just, I don't know. They need to fix those things having to do with adding liquidity and stuff like that. It wouldn't identify, a particular pool I had or a farm I had. You should be able to just add right into the farm once you've done everything you needed to do. And I don't know, it's just not working exactly right yet.
It just takes a little bit. Sometimes, if it's all popping up and you're not seeing it, that's because your transaction just hasn't had enough confirmations and isn't there yet. But if it's just like the front end, like the interface isn't popping up, that's just cause of probably congestion on the interface.
So, has anybody done swaps or stuff with Muesli lately? Like in the last few days?
I have not.
I've been getting stake rewards on my milk is stake too, but
yeah, but have you transacted that? Have you done a transaction and signed anything?
No. Well, yeah. I mean, I unstaked out of a couple things, and it took a minute, and then I restaked, so I had to sign on those. But that's about it.
Did you get any weirdness in your metadata? So a couple times it's happening now. I get these weird messages in the metadata. The recent one said processed by Adamant, and then it has a Twitter handle in here.
Yeah, that's so Pernus does it too. So those are market makers. I don't know if anybody remembers the video a while back where they did an AMA and they said, well, we are open to anybody that wants to figure out how to become a market maker. And if you can do that, then by all means, go ahead. Pernus is one that's done that. And he has, he's in there making matches is what he's doing. So then if they do it, it goes into the metadata that they did it in essence.
Okay, so it must be something you have to do not through the not through the Muesli UI. Because I've had some market making trades on the books, but I didn't see a place where they were like, enter your metadata.
Yeah, that's something they've been doing. I like the fact that you can go down, look at the other matches that have been made, and it'll drop you in some of the bigger ones. For whatever reason, I like.
So I decided that like Blockjock, I don't like his voice either. I'm kidding. Continue, Block. I had to. I'm sorry.
Dick. Just looking at wallets and stuff, I don't know. I became, after Lido talked about it one time, I'm like, I could do that too. And then looking at what else they're buying and what's in their wallet, and it seems a little voyeuristic, but I don't know. It's kind of cool to be able to see that and see what other people are doing, especially those with large bags.
Yeah, that's fun. And just for new people, right? I mean, it does look kind of weird. It's like you might not expect it. If you see this weird metadata in your wallet talking about laminar relayer, it's like, what's a laminar relayer? But I guess that's what's going on.
A laminar relayer is exactly what freeloaders is, except for it's specifically for MinSwap. So what they're using is someone's nodes to push transactions to the blocks.
Yep.
Cool. Excellent. Well, you heard it here on Cardano Over Coffee.
And there's actually going to be an open GitHub where you can check the hash, the SHA 256 hash of those to see who processed them.
The hash is in here. Okay, so the other point about this, with you people who are thinking about playing with this, so if you're using it and you see these weird metadata, that's what's happening there. If you are the one creating these metadata, please keep it to one key value pair. Like, this shit is not free. And I think that the user pays the fee, the calculated fee. There's a metadata in here that has 4 keys. One of them is blank, and they have both a Twitter handle and a freaking website in here.
Is that on the ones on Muesli?
Yes, this is this is someone who submitted something who was doing the market making on Muesli. Yes.
Okay.
So there's a website in there.
There's a website in here. There's a Twitter handle. There's a process by. There's an emoji. It's like, what the?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the only metadata that's included on the MinSwap where users would pay is just that, I think, that brief one key for the link. Lemon or whatever. I can't say. But anyhow, you were bringing up something else that I just wanted to touch base before we got to our first guest in like 15 minutes. How about the 23 or however many new stake pools that we have in Cardano?
Right. And 1.5 billion ate out of nowhere.
I saw a report that it's Coinbase.
That makes sense.
And if I remember correctly, a while ago, IOG said that Coinbase was going to custodialize their or hold their ADA for them, right? Maybe that's what's going on.
Well, aren't those IOG pools still like private and like running too? I haven't checked, I guess.
That I did not check, and that would be a good, probably something to look at. But I saw an article. I didn't read it. It was just like as I was scrolling through Twitter.
Is that Rebar's post that you're talking about, where he put up that?
I don't know.
Pie chart. There's a pie chart that Rebar put up. No.
Yeah, it's this. I mean, yeah, the pie chart deals with that, but I'm talking about there was an article saying this is where the funds are coming from.
Man, if only we had an investigative journalist on the Lido team who can like call some people about this shit.
Man, it'd be great if somebody put up a catalyst proposal surrounding that. That would be amazing.
Right?
It would be great if somebody just volunteered their time to do it for Cardano Over Coffee, and we could, it's free for now, but at some point we could probably talk about pay, hopefully.
Hey, we can collaborate on this. I've got a proposal for 8K that's gonna go straight to that person. So if anybody's interested, hit me up.
What are the requirements, Lido, to be an investigative journalist?
Great
Make
question.
sure that you be able to check facts and dig into facts and not just assume shit.
So
I can do that.
develop good sources. Come on.
Right, the fact stuff. Be an okay writer. My editor, Lady Lido is pretty strict.
Yeah, she is.
Really
Doesn't she yell
strict.
at you all the time?
Huh?
Doesn't she yell at you all the time?
All the time. Like, she yelled at me. Sometimes she says stuff like, "This is stupid. I don't know what you're talking about." But it really creates high quality article. Right.
And
So
that's
just
check out lidonation.com.
so just be a decent writer, that's it. And then just be willing to kind of try to build these relationships, calling people, introducing yourself to them, things like that, knowing who's who and stuff. Investigative stuff.
Big Joe.
I'm just wondering if Lido's going to share with the rest of the room about the menage a trois he had last night.
Whoa.
Okay, we stepped off in an entirely new land now.
Well, that's Big Joe. That's kind of where I expected that to go, but that's okay. Lido, do you want to speak on this subject?
Well, I mean, yeah. So the wife is out of town. Let's just leave it at that.
Were you playing with Ethereum again?
That's what it was. I knew it. Damn it.
Menage a trois, dark.
Oh man.
Did you get a degenerate dwarf? Did you pick up a degenerate dwarf?
No, he said dark.
Let's just say it went well past midnight, and I finally got cozy up and dreamed off to the nice, sultry, deep voice of Big Joe, Nostradamus, Holy Boy, and the gang. It was great.
Oh boy. Epoch, please save me. How are you, sir? No. Epoch.
How are you, Epoch, and how are your girls? When are you going to teach them how to mint and eat a nugget?
Oh, the key. He said ate a nugget. Watch. Within 20 seconds. Ate a nugget.
Yes.
Dipping.
See?
I heard ate a nugget. That's all I heard.
Dude, they were talking about... Anyhow, how are you today?
It's a day. Trying to, I don't know, wake up, get my mind straight. It's got a lot on my mind, so I don't know. Have you ever had like too many problems to work on, and you don't know which problem to focus on because there's too many problems?
Every day of my life since I've joined Cardano.
Yes.
I'll tell you, Epoch, you lit a fire under me. I'm currently 2 pages deep and about to shoot your video for Min Swap today. And I will say, I'm quite impressed so far.
Nice. Now imagine if you did that research before the LBE event.
You would be up like... Never mind.
Ouch. Come on. Easy on
Hey,
man.
hey.
So I can't. I'm sorry.
Come
It's
on.
like I
Epoch, you can talk. That was meant to block.
good. Block Jock is out of control. That dude needs to settle down. No, I didn't mean to sling stuff at Rand. But yeah, no, I mean, I think the white paper is pretty solid. The tokenomics look good. I know I was impressed when I looked at it. I didn't read every word on the white paper, but I liked what I was seeing, and I liked the FISO. Frankly, that's kind of where they got my attention. I was just looking at how they conducted the FISO and how they partnered with pools. I was like, oh wow, they're not copying anyone. They're actually thinking about how to do this in an efficient way. And each time they approach a new problem, they seem to come up with like a novel solution. So that tells me that they have just a lot of brains in that team. And that's kind of how I invest in crypto, is I kind of follow teams and people more than the assets themselves.
No, dude, I love it. Going through this white paper, it's very in depth, and you can tell that there's original thought put into it. It's refreshing than most of my hit piece videos I have to put out. So, thank you for the nudge.
For sure. I actually have a question for the group about conversation topics. Just, been thinking about the small number of folks that we've had in crypto recently. It feels like there's been kind of less folks, present. And I'm trying to understand if it's just because the price action is lower and therefore, a bunch of people just took a hard reset or a hard pause. or if we've just become really repetitive on the show. And I'm thinking of ways of, I don't know, should we be spicing it up? Do we need less NFT projects, more DeFi projects, more guests, less guests? I don't know if there's thoughts on this subject, but I'd love to figure out.
Here's my thought. Look at every other Twitter space, right? And not to be rude, right? But every Twitter space, except for like ones where you have big events like Big Joe Shillomania, which had great attendance, it's been very low for everything, unless you're a project, right? So I've been popping in and out of, I mean, Real Talk had a good amount of people in it the other day, but that shows, you got to remember, we're every day, right? We're not once a week where we have a special guest. So our average number isn't going to be as high, but our numbers aren't going to be as high, but we average a shit ton of people every day. I think the market plays a lot into that. If you remember the bear market a lot last time, Epoch, what happened to all your YouTube channels and all even Twitter in general? It just, everybody left, went away.
I agree with that. I've been telling people for the past couple days, like, I've been stacking my bags right now. I have a feeling a lot of people that just left and were like, bear market, it's going away for 2 years, are about to get caught with their pants down. And we're about to have a pretty exciting summer. Not financial advice. That's my own personal thought. Well, TA, but I stacked my bags with all the layer ones I enjoy.
I can tell you one thing, and I know Epoch is going to tell me that I'm fucking crazy, right? But if you look at your magic lines on every coin that's out there, they're at a make or break moment. So either we're going to pump or we're going to fucking dump. And when I say pump or dump, I mean we're going to really like pump or dump. Not like 2 or 3%. It's going to be a takeoff one way or the other.
Yeah,
I got the receipts, but I said this morning to somebody, Bitcoin 120K, Ethereum 20K, ADA $5. It's happening. I don't make the rules.
There's a beautiful, we're at resistance right now on Cardano. If we break above $1, we're going to see $1.25 in a few days, I would imagine, maybe a week. But I could obviously be wrong. We could see 50 cents. What the hell do I know?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to be, I guess, just for sake of classic Epoch stance, I will take the opposite and say that we have another few months of volatility. You know, I think the shit hit the fan a little while ago. I actually think Rand is right that people are about to be caught with their pants down, realizing that this isn't going to zero. But I wouldn't be surprised if you know it takes till summer to really take off further. But I don't know. I was just planning on a lot of sideways trading, especially on Cardano, because we have so many new things to invest in. It's not like Ethereum where it's already very well established. So as these DeFi projects get launched and people move around their allocation, we're going to see hella volatility on Cardano. So I don't know. I'm expecting there to be plenty of weeks of good buys here.
I don't think that we have that much time, right? I think the news of the hard fork coming up, right? And you know how that shit all works, right? You're gonna see a pick up before and then a drop off afterwards.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's not that much hype about the Vassal hard fork. Alonzo had like smart contract gains, and it was like, whoa, this is huge, and everybody talked about it.
I think this is more important. Well, maybe not more important, but just as important.
It's definitely very important for getting the other companies launched in a quick way. So I feel like this Vassal hard fork is just gonna like be the final thing that people need to jump in to launch their products.
Wait, what happened to Babbage?
Right? So Babbage literally just that's a different topic.
It just disappeared. Like they
Now I kind of want to go look up that person and see if they did something similar in your life.
So the story that my understanding is that Babbage was great and all, but Charles had a friend named Vassal who died, and he wanted to honor him.
Oh, yeah, the guy from the UK.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think the Babbage was replaced by the Vassal, and Babbage is just not happening in the way that it was. And maybe we'll go back and use that reserved word. But yeah, the idea was to honor this person who'd passed away, and that's why Babbage went away.
Hey, don't you guys think that the Vassal hard fork is going to be a put up or shut up moment for a few projects that have just been kind of, yeah, we're doing it, but we've got to wait for this, you know?
Not immediately, but you know, everything takes time. So as soon as that hard fork happens, it doesn't mean you're going to start seeing liquid drop the next day. Like, it takes time still.
So the thing you just heard Hero say, Blackjack, is what they're all gonna say. Even the sketchy people, they're gonna say, "Hey, everything takes time."
Right.
You're absolutely right, but it does. It's the truth of the matter. Like, I'm hoping that some of them, are able to put out a product, but we'll see what happens.
I feel like Blackjack's pretty right, though. I feel like it's definitely coming, right? Like people have been talking about. Charles himself has said there's 200 projects in the pipeline.
500.
5,000 million fucking projects in the pipeline. You know what I mean?
You haven't seen a new recent chart going around Twitter?
Dude, all I know is there's like 10 projects that are worth investing in. So like when we talk about hundreds, I'm like, where are they? You know what I mean? So like I think once Vassal is live, like I want to see some shit, right? I want to see quite a few launches in H2 this year. I think that's fair.
Maybe there's another muesli that we don't know about on the horizon that nobody's talking about. You know what I mean?
I think muesli is the next muesli that you're not talking about, and that's the truth.
Well, when V2 on that, Hero, you know a little bit more than everybody else. So I was kind of looking the other day.
I do my own research, Block, so that's why I know more. I mean,
ouch, God damn it.
Damn. No, I don't know anything on that subject, but just by watching their Twitter, it's close.
Right. That's what I thought too. So
is anybody confused that DeFi Lima has a certain M people whose name I would not mention?
DeFi Llama's broke. Like, I don't understand how they're reporting numbers.
Right? It's like, why are they even on that list?
I heard they changed their entire calculations surrounding things. So, in order to, it's kind of like when the Fed changed, how it was transitory freaking inflation, shit like that.
What the hell are we talking about?
DeFi Lima is listing like DeFi total value lock, and they have that $1 billion project in there. And I was just confused because that project does not have DeFi. I don't know why they're on DeFi Lima.
Oh, you talk about the thing that rhymes with bleld?
Yes.
Meld. Yeah, the one he won't say. Meld. Right? They're on there, and the only thing that they have is lock staking. So unless they're including that 12-month lock staking that they currently have going.
Does anyone know the process to get on DeFi Llama? Don't you just pay them?
Probably.
So,
maybe, and send them some roses. That's probably your best bet.
Yeah, I think this is the thing that a lot of folks. Go
They'll make all the calculations whatever you pay them, right? So if you pay them good, you'll look good.
Sounds very centralized. I'm not sure.
I mean, there's always gatekeepers, right? I think this is just something we don't talk a lot about, but like, Cardano initially didn't really want to like pay anything to get anywhere, right? Like, we will succeed on our own. When we get there, everyone fuck off. So there wasn't giant pushes to like get things on exchanges. And then people were coming to Cardano being like, well, why isn't this on this exchange? Why isn't it over here? And why can't I do Cardano over here? And it's like, yeah, no one cares. Because everyone's so focused long-term, right? But then there's a lot of other projects that I think are so focused on short-term and building that hype and getting out there that they like rush through the tokenomics and they immediately partner with an exchange, get their token listed. It's kind of how like we saw Pavia come out of nowhere. I don't know. It seems tough times. I would say if you're not willing to pay to play.
Epoch, you're not going to let me rush through our tokenomics and share it with everybody, dude?
Haven't I been consistently slowing everything down?
Yeah, I'm totally joking. I do want to say, though, like working with The rare bloom, man. There are tons of real builders in this ecosystem that, we have pretty much out of 50 plus booths, we're already halfway sold out on sponsors and booths. Probably over halfway. So.
You can get your tickets on sale now. Where at, Rand?
Rarebloom.io. We have less than 7 tickets left, I believe, for this first VIP tier of tickets. I personally think it's the most value for the event with how close it is in cost to the regular GA tickets at this first tier. So I had a personal bet with the team that I figured that those were priced too low and that first tier VIP tickets would fly first. So I'm happy to see that actually happening.
And I'm sure your marketing of the option that you want to go first has no effect.
I didn't make that tweet. I didn't do that.
What's up, Lito? You gonna drop some alpha?
No, I'm just gonna take this time before our first guest to do some shout outs and some shout at. Right, we've got 50 people in this room, and somehow only about 5 tweets has gone out. Shout out to Hero Pool, Frog Dog, Black Jock, Epoch, Big Joe, the Don. If I didn't call your name, shame on you. Tweet out the space.
Let's go get some.
Shamed into tweeting it worked.
Z, you have your hand up.
Sorry. I'm trying to retweet this real quick. Retweet this.
That's what's up, Z. I know that pain. Every time I start tweeting, somebody be calling on me. Like, oh, so Epoch, what do you think about the whatever? I was like, damn it.
Yeah. But I needed to ask who was just speaking. I believe it was, I'm not sure who was just speaking, but about the whatever he was just talking about. It was like cards or something.
You cut out. Say what?
I think he got rug pulled.
Yeah, bad. Hold on.
I know Lito was the one talking.
Yeah, him. What was he talking about? I missed it. It was like he was like cutting out.
I was
Lito?
just shaming some people. What else was I talking about?
I think he just yelled at everyone to say, tweet the space. He shouted at us and said, tweet the space, bitch. And I said, wow, Lito, that's offensive. You should be a little bit more polite. And he was like, fine. It's very aggressive.
Well, anyhow, that dude got rug pulled, I believe. So he'll come back? I don't know. Abe. Anyhow, our first guests are the Critter Sweet Creations. I don't know if they're here or not. If you are, please request. Otherwise, Abe, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Just woke up not too long ago, so whenever I'm up like this and I'm at home, I can sit back and hear the show occasionally like I used to do.
Awesome. Well, I don't see our first guest. I'm kind of scrolling through. So,
Screw 'em. We can have a Cardano over coffee party.
yeah, let's get some Kahlua and put that in our coffees, and let's get fucking drunk.
Ooh, I like the way you're talking. That's my language right there. I don't even like drinking, but some Kahlua? Ooh.
The chart is looking beautiful right now.
Aren't they?
On a Tuesday.
Listen, for those that don't look at charts, every chart looks immaculate right now. Like, it looks like we're about to go to fucking Pluto. However, when that usually happens, we usually go to Hades. So
I was about to say, I was like, the funny thing about a perfect looking chart is that it both looks perfect from the breakout and the breakdown perspective.
Exactly.
So it's like, look at this perfectly unpredictable position.
Is that called a bull trap?
Truthfully, you're in a lot of low risk areas that you could set a stop loss and at a very low point and know either
What is that?
Breakout. Exactly, Epoch. That's your problem. If you're going to trade, do not use a stop loss. It's as simple as that. If you're going to trade.
Yeah,
so the
unless you're on E-Trade and it blows right through your stop loss, which is always great.
So the problem with the stop loss is that it violates Epoch Rule 2, which is don't leave ADA on exchanges. So if I want a stop loss, I have to it has to be there, sitting there. And I don't like that.
Listen, if you have a trading bag, which I do, it's on an exchange, and I'm okay with that. It's not like I have 10. I don't even have $5,000 on an exchange. I only have five.
Okay,
You know,
Hero. So
like
now that we have like, are you trading in and out of fiat? Because I was gonna say, did your ADA that's on an exchange changed into sitting on like Dexes now and stuff?
I
Did you get a phone call, Hero? I think he did.
oh, I'm muted.
Oh.
I was trying to talk to you and I was muted. So, could you I was in a good point. Could you rephrase the question for me?
Right. So before we had Dexes, people were keeping stuff on exchanges to make, these decisions around trading, active trading, and things like that. So unless you're like exiting in and out, a fiat, which would be silly, if you were doing that, or like, into a stable coin or something, which we don't have, which might still be silly because most stable coin is backed by US dollars and comes with tax implication, right? So imagine you were just trading around like different tokens and different pairs, and but maybe. Anyways, now that we have DEXs, have you moved a bunch of your stuff from the centralized exchanges to these DEXs?
No, not until there's a stable.
Not until there's a stable.
When I have
Okay.
my trading bag goes in and out of stable coins. It doesn't go in and out of ADA. It'll go in and out of whatever coin I'm trading back into a stable coin, right? So now this is a trading bag, so it's totally separate totally different than my investing bag. So
Interesting. My trading bag has 100 ADA in it. But my Dex bag, wow. Let me tell you about the amount of LP tokens that are owned by that bitch.
I have about 0 of those because I cashed them all in yesterday before the Epoch so that I could get them in for staking. Yeah, thanks.
We all make mistakes, Hero. It's okay. You don't need to.
Oh, speaking of cashing them in, if you are gonna do any kind of like harvesting and like rebalancing of your dexes and stuff, April 7th is the snapshot for Catalyst voting.
So that's what I was thinking about this morning. Was like, I have my like DeFi bags are down to I think literally 109 ADA. So like, if I had to vote on something right now, I'd have to do it through the CLI. It's ridiculous.
Hey, Rand.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that these people understand what's going to happen to their ADA stack if ADA goes up 30 or 40% in 1 or 2 days when they have it paired with another token in a DEX? Do you think people comprehend what could happen? Because we've yet to see 20 to 30% move. We've yet to see a 20 or 30% move up or down.
But what about the other?
Sir, this is why I'm not providing
prices.
any liquidity right now to DEXs, because it's about to get super painful to people that don't understand impermanent loss. And the fact that even if you love ADA and LQ at the same time, that if they don't move in tandem, watching that is going to be painful, because if ADA doubles, you're not going to realize all those gains. And you personally are going to sit there and do the math about the bag, and you're going to be like, man, if I would have held my 1,000 ADA and ADA goes to $2, I would have made this much more. But instead, I paired my 1,000 ADA with LQ, and I really didn't get to realize much of those gains, and really just saw a lot of impermanent loss, which is why, like I said the other day, like, I'm providing a little bit of liquidity, but it is a very, very small percentage of my bag, because I expect a lot of volatility, like you guys said, going forward. We are in a very interesting spot. Over the past few days, I've been like yelling at everybody in my Discord, like, we are at like a very interesting risk on position, and I risked on pretty heavily. And right now we are definitely on all tokens at like kind of like a midpoint, I would expect. But if we can break out to the upside here, above $1 on ADA and above 3,000 on Ethereum and above, above 45,000 on Bitcoin, it could get really interesting.
Epoch, shut these people down. I'll fill in the blanks.
Jesus. I mean, if price action was the only thing that mattered, then sure. right? But like, there's so much to be said. Number one, the
We're
price of ADA.
talking trading here, Epoch. We're not talking. See, you get investing and trading like two separate things, like totally two separate things.
Oh, I agree, but we have a mixture of people here, right? So like, we can talk about trading and talk about investing, but from an investing perspective, right, for where I'm coming from, impermanent loss is not the boogeyman. Like to me, permanent loss is a feature. It sounds very scary, but to me, it's great. Like that sounds completely fine. I'm not looking to time the market, so I am not trading.
All of your pairs is what you're saying. Say you have 5 pairs, right? You're bullish on every one of those, and obviously one of those would be ADA, right? So
exactly,
you don't care if you trade your ADA in for 10,000 LQ if the price of LQ goes down because you're a long-term investor. That's what I'm trying to get across to people. Is
yep.
I understand that
that's the special sauce right there. I only have I have 3 pairs. One is Hosky, which has like nothing in it. It's like barely, maybe 500 ADA worth. And then the other 2 pairs are LQ ADA and Min ADA, right? So between those 3, right, Min, ADA, and LQ, I will happily have one of those, all 3 of those bags in 3 years from now, right? So for me, like, I kind of like that I'm in a liquidity pair and that I can ride both of those and I can earn on all of that throughout the liquidity providing, and whatever is going to be doing better at the time that I want to liquidate, I'm going to have that ability, right? So hopefully as we see ADA go up, we're also going to see, other prices go up so that it's not completely lopsided.
There's the unknown, right? Because we haven't seen
Totally
20 to 30% move without a DEX. And that's what scares me and why, I said I pulled out a lot of my risk, because if ADA goes up 20 to 30% and these other coins stay stagnant, you're losing a lot. Like, you're losing potential gains. And
I will stress on the potential there, right? And the fact that it's like impermanent, it's not a loss until you kind of check out.
You realize it.
Right. And so if 20%, obviously if you're like actively trading and that's your target, 20-30%, right? Then it's like, okay, you can kick yourself in a shin or whatever. But if your target is like 10x, which is the Epoch rule, right? Then it's like, I don't know, right? It's like, it's gonna be wild for it to go up 10x and like have your stuff locked up in the liquidity pool. So you have a lot of leeway there to kind of like exit out if your target is 10x versus if it's 20, 30, 40, 50%.
I think everybody's right here, to be honest. Like, I have a little bit of a bag that I put towards LPing and rewards, but I don't know, with the volatility we see right now, I always think adding liquidity to a pool is an active trade to get watched. And I don't want to miss out on the gains of just simply holding tokens that I think are about to move in a positive way. But like, I definitely see Epoch's side of like having a small percentage of your bag, or always working for you. Like that is always good.
Risk tolerance, right, Rand? Risk tolerance.
Yeah, and bankroll management. I think it's very important to size your bets properly, and like not go all in. And that's what I fear a lot of people have done with such high rewards on these dexes dropping, and you see such high rewards at first. A lot of people just ape in, trying to get that like 1% a day or whatever. But with ADA going up, with Cardano going up 7% a day, and obviously it's moved quite a bit in the past like week or two. You got to kind of think of what you're really missing out on just holding the layer 1 token and hanging on for dear life. You know what I mean?
So I want to give Blocks. They've had their hand up for about 3 epochs. So
Miguel, you're Blocks now, eh?
Yes, well, it's always been Blocks, but I get confusing people when everybody kind of call me by one name, somebody else by another. So I had to pick sides, But I appreciate it, Joe, for letting me hop on the mic. I just wanted to say that I definitely, I feel what Epoch's is that Epoch's end? Epoch Pool is saying in regards to impermanent loss. If you know what you're doing and like the pair that you invest in, is you don't mind having more of either asset, it's gonna work in your favor with impermanent loss, because you're basically dollar cost averaging into the new position that it transitions into. So that's one thing to take into account when making those decisions. Also, what whoever was the last person speaking brought up into consideration was the fact that the yield rewards are the main incentive for why people are doing it to like a bigger level, right? And just from my personal experience, I've been able to yield farm LQ on Sunday and compound those rewards back into a LQ, and I'm up like 11% of my LQ from the moment that I started, 2 months ago, right? So clearly, I'm still getting, making, gains in that strategy. But at the same time, like this is why we need a perpetual futures marketplace in DeFi in Cardano, because that way we're able to, short and long assets in order to like have a better, delta strategy, and of course to in regards to our exposure, because everybody here, I guarantee you, is like overexposed to Cardano, right? But the way,
Well, yeah,
just a little bit, right? But I mean, the way that I got into crypto as a quant trader, right? And my main strategy is like whenever I would, Cardano was low, I would stack it, stack my bags. But I would also short the market, right? Because if Cardano starts mooning, my bag just made a shit ton of money, right? But if it goes, down, it starts doing a downtrend, just kind of like is a bull trap or whatever. That short that you put in there to like neutralize your delta a little bit better, that's something you can use to basically get into a better position. Let's say it's like ADA is $2, right? And I just bought like 10 grand of ADA for my bags, right? But I'm not sure. I think it's gonna go up from $2, right? And we know what happened. It didn't go that way, right? But what I had is I had a short for like 10% of my bet, which was $1,000. I had I think it was a 5x leverage short on ADA.
you hedge against it, right? Hedge against your bet.
Right. So I had to hedge against my bet, and that way, when instead of bouncing from $2 and going back to the moon, it went to like 190. At 190, I had to get out of my 10K ADA open position at a loss, right? But because of my short position that balanced that hedge, that balanced that bet, I ended up just keeping my full amount of 10K, right? And this is why financial instruments like futures and options contract is something that we're gonna need just to have like more complex and more technical trading strategies for the ecosystem. And I'm personally, I don't know if you guys know me, but like I'm a huge like finance nerd, so like I'm designing a perpetual futures like automatic market maker.
I've been waiting to hear about somebody designing one of these.
Okay.
Because
yeah,
very important to the ecosystem, right? That if you want people to come here and trade, that you have these types of instruments so that people who can hedge against their bets and do that type of trading. I know there's a lot of people in here that don't do that type of trading, which is fine, but there's a shit ton of people out there that do that type of trading, and we want that activity, right?
Right, exactly. And especially, like full disclosure, like I work for Optim and we're a yield aggregator, strategy optimizer. So like a lot of these things that that I'm speaking about is like stuff that like Optim as a protocol is trying to automate for people, right? I won't go into details just because I don't want to come off like I'm shilling, right? But like those are the things that like we need to provide the technical tools for traders, but at the same time simplify those tools into strategies that regular users can take, can take advantage of, because we want to democratize, a decentralized network, and like we believe that everyone should have the same tools and the same understanding and education to make it in crypto, and make it in finance and make it in life,
Listen, Lido, I dream of the day that I can short Ethereum on Cardano.
So real quick, Blocks, yes, you definitely sound like a nerd. All my nerd veins were standing up as you were talking. But how is the stuff you are talking about and what's happening at Optima? How does that contrast with what's happening with Genius?
Okay, so if you're like kind of like technical about DeFi, I guess Genius is more like a Uniswap V3, concentrated liquidity automated market maker with like a popsicle finance redistribution system that allocates, capital efficiency in the system, right? Basically, give you the best yield. What Optim is doing, which is similar but slightly different, is like we're going more for like the Yearn finance route, where we like build, strategies that like utilize all these protocols and plug into them, and then they find you like the best return on investment throughout the whole ecosystem. So like if you were looking to Yearn and Curve, that's basically what like Optim and Ardana are going to be for Cardano.
I see. That's great. Rand, do you want to jump in with what you guys are working on too? Just so we got a good spread.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely hop in. Would love to hear more about Blocks' building and what's going on. But yeah, we're doing rare finance with Rare Pool. It's a yield aggregator.
Hey, Rand.
Yeah.
You got to drop some type of news that Epoch doesn't want you to drop.
We're building Rare Finance, which is like a decentralized yield aggregator using the Rare Pool as well as Rare tokens and some other special governance tokens. We will be dropping our white paper soon with some of that tokenomics. I've thought about pinning it up, but yeah, I'd love to hear more about what Blocks is doing. It seems very similar, and yeah, I'd love to hear more.
Well, guys, I don't want to be like a shield here, but so I guess I can just say that if you go over to our Discord, which you can find the Optim Discord, and if you go to my profile and then just the link, you can put a link at the bottom, at the top of your profile. I have the Optim Discord there, and
so,
in there I'm always.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because you're cool to talk about it here, man. I'd love to. I'm seriously love to hear more. Like you're building like an options market similar to like DYDX or something like that on Cardano.
We have 10 minutes, so feel free to talk about it.
So what was the question again?
You're building like an options market on Cardano, or is it a yield aggregator as well, or a combination of both?
So Optim itself is a yield aggregator, but I got like several projects that I'm working with, kind of like personally, some with other people. And, I used to be a quantitative trader, right? So like my passion is in perpetual futures. So it's the way that people, most other DeFi protocols use options is because, well, I can kind of have to go into a whole rant. Is that cool if I go into a whole rant about
I empower you.
Yeah, fire away with the rant, but also like just explain whatever your main project is that you're kind of what you're most excited about that you're working on.
Oh, so that's definitely going to be, Optim Finance, because that's the yield aggregation that we're building. That's basically going to be, Yearn finance for Cardano. That's the main project that we're working on, right? Actually, here in the next few days, we're actually releasing an article about a liquidity bond market we created. It should be ready to launch like probably around May timeframe. If you don't quote me on it, right? But like that's what we're shooting for. But it's basically going to allow you to do to buy and sell bonds of ADA in order to get like a premium on that loan, and you could use this. This is all be done inside a smart contract that will let you leverage position into like an ISO or also bootstrap liquidity as a SPO. So once again, that whole thing is a little bit technical. I just finished writing a Medium article this morning. It'll probably get posted like maybe today or tomorrow, and I'll be sure to share it with the community. But that's kind of like the first product that Optim is coming out with. We're also looking into like liquid staking, solutions, but that's a little bit more on the longer term. Maybe somewhere, maybe like in the middle of the summer, would be able to provide a product like that. And then, of course, as a yield aggregator, we kind of need yields to aggregate first, right? So like other protocols need to be launching first on Cardano, like your liquids, your melts, your, whatever else you got there. Once we have like a good, healthy ecosystem of a bunch of DeFi apps, that's when, you can leverage yield aggregators like Optims in order to, get the best return on your money, in your investment. Because, the more options we have, the more, crazy strategies that we can come up with to take, opportunity of those chances.
And do you guys have a token that you're coming out with?
Yeah, we will have like the OTM, Optim token eventually, but we're kind of like we want to have products out first. Like we're a big believer that like we need to have something to show for it before we start talking about releasing a token. We're not just here to show a token and like make fully diluted valuation off, and then because at that point, like like the team's rich, right? They're less motivated, right? But it's like we believe in like having a solid product to present to the community, and then you have intrinsic value in the protocol that would help the tokenomics of your token.
Wait, did you say the team is rich?
No, like I'm saying that like so like when teams release their tokens too early, it's because and maybe it's a generalization, right? But like a big part of that is that like they kind of want to get funds into the project quickly, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So like, but like if
I mean, that can be a correct answer. If you're rich, right? If they've got
right,
the funding, that's that, right?
yeah. So it's like you wanna be able to tie the value of the protocol to the token, but for you to be able to do that in a healthy way, there has to be a legit product, right? It's like if you think about it, and I think either somebody big in Cardano, I think it might have been Dean's Epoch, who like posted this thing on from DeFi Lima saying like all these tokens are like crazy valuations because besides SundaeSwap and MinSwap, nobody has a product out there, right? But they all have like crazy evaluations, like in the millions and millions of dollars, right? For projects that have no product out there. And I'm not, digging on them for this. I'm just saying like this is. Oh, was that the cutoff time?
No, that was me agreeing with you.
Yeah, and you should
okay.
throw a dig on them. There's
So,
a
question.
team that took $1 billion of our ADA and they have shit. So carry on.
Question. So
Yes.
this your yield aggregator that we're building, like you mentioned like an ISO or something. What are some of the first steps that you guys are looking to on your roadmap to accomplish?
So like the first step in the roadmap, or like the first upcoming step is releasing this liquidity bond market. Which, like I said, I literally just finished writing the article this morning, so we're probably gonna go out from our, to our Discord and from our Twitter, like either today or tomorrow.
So people are going to bond ADA in. What are they going to receive back for their bond?
So this is going to be handled inside a smart contract, right? The way it works is that let's say a whale has 1 million ADA staked, right? Now they can get an extra premium of let's say 1 to 1.5%. It's still going to be market dynamics, figured out by the market, right? Because these are all parameters that like the market is going to basically find an equilibrium about.
It's a bond for ADA. Like you deposit ADA, you'll receive a percentage on your ADA and get ADA back.
Right. So this is going to be used only for the purposes of staking, right? So it's basically like the staking validator key is basically what you're bonding. So basically like if you're like a small pool operator and you don't have any startup capital, right? Because it's just a one-man operation, it's going to take a while for you to like do enough marketing to get enough delegators to your pool, right? But if you buy a 1 million bond ADA bond to delegate to your pool, even after paying the premium, like now you go from like probably paying for the whole thing out of pocket to like now you're starting to come onto the green, right? You're starting to be more profitable.
Where do these bonds earn a yield, and why would somebody ape into a locked bond of ADA where they would get a negative return versus just staking it to a pool?
No, you would get a positive return because you'd get your 4.5 to 5.4% staking plus a 1.5 or like whatever premium that the market decides on, right?
And
well, go ahead.
When you release a bond for ADA, yeah, exactly. That was my question. Where are those yields above and beyond staking generated for the bond?
So they're from like the person who buys the bond has to pay the premium to the lender, right? So the lender, they're still making their full staking rewards, and now they're making an extra, point and a half on premium. Does that make sense?
So it's not a bond they're buying to receive ADA, and then they're renting liquidity from you.
Yeah, they're basically you're using the ADA bonds to rent liquidity, and it can be used as for example, to like bootstrap liquidity into like small pool operator, right?
But it's rented liquidity. So like I pay to rent it, and then my ADA is spent when that time is up, and you remove the liquidity back.
Right. But you gotta think about it this way, right? For you to be a small pool operator, it's a marketing game. It doesn't matter how good the quality of your service that you provide to the ecosystem is, because at the end of the day, you need to be able to market yourself to attract delegators, right? And it's very hard to market yourself when like anything below 1 million ADA in a stake pool, it's not making you any substantial returns. It's probably making you one and a half, maybe two, percentage of APR. So like technically, if you delegate to a pool that has less than 1 million, ADA stake to it, like you're losing money. You're leaving money on the table, and this is why it's very hard for like small pool operators to get going, because until they get past that threshold of 1 million ADA, like they're not really providing the best service for the people.
So
right?
what would be my cost as a stake pool owner to rent 1 million ADA into my pool?
So like I said, that would be like the 1 to 1.5 or like whatever premium that the market decides on, right? So if you think about it, 1% of like $1 million, like 10,000 ADA, right? Which of course it all depends on the price of ADA, but like we've spoken to a lot of SPOs that like they've put in $10,000 into marketing campaigns that got them nowhere. So clearly there's a market for people that are willing to spend this kind of money for leverage their marketing potential.
Oh, yeah. I mean, renting liquidity is never sustainable. That's the problem. That
Well, yeah, but like that's
decentralized
only
finance
half of
has.
the equation. Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
you're kind of like, and it depends like how long the term would be. If I paid you $10,000 to rent $1 million in liquidity, how long do I get to hold that $1 million of ADA in my pool?
Right. So this will all be parameters you'd be able to set, right? So like ideally you want it for at least a year. And like the whole thing that I was going about is that, renting the bond is only half of the equation. The other half of the equation is that like you as a small pool operator, now it's easier to market yourself as a sustainable pool when you're making.
Bond is not the right. Bond is definitely not the right term for what we're doing here.
Hold on. I have a question. Yeah. So, say like, for an example, I want to be an Earth.
Hey, look at that! It's the halfway point of the show. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves. I'm sorry to interrupt everybody, but I did say that we only had 6, 7, 10 minutes to talk about it, and Rand started asking 37 million questions, which I appreciate. It's all good. Blocks, you should sign up for the show and schedule a time slot with us. Pyro, I will let you ask your question, but then we will have to move on. So
I am honestly so special. Thank you, Hero. I mean, you're special, but I'm also special.
I wear a fire because I'm special. Trust me.
Yeah, no, say that I'm an Earth node and I need 100,000 World Mobile tokens. Is this a possible way for me to get the bond or get this bond allocation to rent 100,000 World Mobile tokens, become an Earth node? And what kind do I need KYC? And like quote unquote Rand said, which this isn't a product for everyone, but if I wanted to be an Earth node, is this possible?
Okay, so to answer the main question is right now, no, because we're only working with ADA bonds. Okay, so that's kind of the easy. Wait, what was your other question?
Well, this is an example for the ADA bond. I'm trying to do a dual example here. If I wanted to be an Earth node, I would have to get an Earth node bond in similar product.
Right. So what I'm saying is like right now we're not working with any other tokens besides ADA.
Right. It's just ADA.
So for the time being, but like we could look at other ideas like that in the future.
Okay. So if I wanted to be a pool that made its own blocks, I could do that.
Yeah. Why couldn't you? You could.
Yeah.
That's what he just said. That you would be able to rent the ADA kind of, right, or the bond.
Right, okay. And like the whole point of this is that if you rent a million ADA bond for a whole year, now you have a whole year to market yourself as a profitable endeavor, right? Like you can legitimately tell your delegators that like you are getting them the best APR on their staking rewards, because now you're minting blocks like every epoch.
Now, doesn't the cost of renting the ADA need to be?
Rand, let him finish, and then you can ask your question. I promise you, I'll let you ask, but let him finish what he was saying.
Right. So like I was saying, like when you rent a million ADA for, let's say, like a whole year, it gives you the marketing potential to actually attract delegators and have the organic growth, right? So like this is when it comes down to like this is going to be a business expense, and this is a business expense that's only going to make sense for a certain demographic of pool, especially the ones below 250K, right? Because those are the pools that go from like basically making no money to once they get past the 1 million ADA mark, they are profitable now. And just for clarification, like we spoke to a lot of people from Pool Tool, from the small SPO Alliance, from the CSPA, and so we've been speaking to a lot of highly regarded people in the SPO community to come up with these numbers, and they're the ones helping us optimize this product. I can take your question now if you still got it.
Yeah, question. So, like, if I was a pool and I wanted to rent ADA, as somebody who's providing 1 million ADA in liquidity, don't they want to see a return higher than the staking return plus some? And then if so, as the renter, don't I need to pay more than that? So, like, let's
Correct,
say
you're paying the premium. So, like, I don't think you're understanding the premium part of it. Do I need to like explain it differently?
No, well, I'm just saying the premium on renting 1 million ADA would be like over $50,000 for a year for it to be sustainable for the liquidity provider.
This would depend on the going market rate for that premium, right? Well, let's say a 1.5% ADA, a 1.5% premium on 1 million ADA, it's 15K ADA, right?
But who's lending 1 million ADA for only 1.5% when they can stake it to a pool for 4%?
This is 1.5% on top of your staking rewards. So you'd be getting your whatever 4.5 to 5.4 staking rewards plus the 1% premium. So like as a whale, like there's really no incentive not to take that trade, right? Because now you're making 28% more in staking rewards as opposed to just staking by yourself, right?
That makes sense. Okay.
Anyway, well, I appreciate it, guys, and feel free to ask yourselves questions through DMs, but we do need to kind of move on.
No worries. Thanks for the opportunity to talk about that.
No, it's very interesting because I don't know much on the subject, but it's definitely nice to see these types of things come into the ecosystem. But
yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I don't mean to ask so many questions. I was just trying to prod at it and figure out exactly what was happening.
Yeah, and it's nice to see these types of things coming to the ecosystem. 2 years ago, I had my ADA sitting on an exchange. I couldn't do shit with it. So with that being said, there is risk involved, as always, right? So always make sure you do your own research before you invest in anything or take out any loans or do anything that you don't know what you're doing. We are halfway through the show. I would appreciate if you've enjoyed any of this, that you retweet the show out. Speaking of ADA on exchange, the price of ADA is going up, and I know Binance and some other exchanges really well that when that happens, they like to hold your ADA on the exchange so that you can't move it to stake it. So if you have any ADA on any exchange, you should move it and stake it to a stake pool. Epoch has a stake pool, Lido has a stake pool, Hero Pool, I have a stake pool, Rand down there has a stake pool, Moonbeam's sister has a stake pool. There's lots of people in here that have stake pools. So go stake, help the system decentralize it. Lido.
TCT does not have a stake pool. How's my audio?
Good. You're not even scratching with your mic like you normally do.
I literally just had an AirPod Pro delivered. The noise cancellation feature is wow, this is amazing. Anyways, I was gonna add some levity to the very intense and fun conversation about financial instruments on blogs. I hope you do come back on the show. But I was gonna say that Bridgerton season 2 is coming out this Friday. I'm excited for that. You should check it out. That's it.
What is coming out?
Bridgerton.
What's this?
Hero. If you know, you know. Clearly, you don't know.
Well, I don't know, but apparently I should know, so I'm asking.
Moonbeam down there knows.
Moonbeam, send DM, slide into my DMs. Let me know what I'm missing, girl. Big Joe, are you still awake? Yeah. Big Joe passed out. He done smoked himself to sleep. So our next guest is Royal Dreads. If you're here, Royal Dreads, please request. If you're not, we'll just continue on with our conversation. Yeah, there they are. I see them.
So you have to be on the mobile device up there. There they are. The app.
Hello.
Hey, Royal Dutch, how are
We
you?
are doing
Can you hear us?
great. Could you let out my partner? He's coming in through Arise Art.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Just tell them have them request and we'll get them up here.
Okay.
Yo, shout out to Cardano Robin with the Space Bud PFP. Shout out 1 year anniversary.
Oh, could we both just speak on the same one here? We're together.
We have whatever you would like.
Yeah.
Don't matter to us.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Dave.
Hey, how's everybody?
Good. How are you guys doing today?
Real good, real good. It's a bit of a departure from the last speaker with the project I thought was fantastic. I have a background in finance as well, so I thought it was very, very interesting. From Morse's perspective, we're on the CNFT side, and what we've done, we have a background in terms of corporate finance, but we've done a lot in social impact businesses and have gained venture funding in some of our other businesses. And we've been very, very impressed with Cardano. And it seems to us that everything about it is about opportunity and inclusion and diversity. And we've created a project that is focused, and we'll be releasing it soon, but we just hope to get feedback from the community because we're very happy to be here. Is focused on using NFTs as a social impact vehicle. One of the things that we think that's fantastic about NFTs is that they obviously allow you to either conceptualize or collaborate with others to create intellectual property. And from there, it gives you an opportunity to be able to obviously create community, almost like a social network. And from our standpoint, one of the things that we've seen with social impact businesses, so those are ones that are for profit, but they definitely are trying to make the world a better place, much like I think Cardano is doing. What we've done is created the NFT project. But in terms of delivering the utility, what we've done is partner with leading and growing social impact businesses on the entertainment side, particularly to be able to provide the liquidity. So from day one, once the project launched, hopefully successfully, then we're able to provide the utility. And what we've done is we've partnered, and one of our goals as well is that we want to hopefully be a catalyst to encourage others who may know about Cardano or may not see the space for them as yet to come on board. So we've positioned it as an entertainment company where we're focusing on bringing artists as well as filmmakers and musicians to the platform to create an ecosystem of NFTs that the royalties will then go to certain charities as well as to fund their businesses. So we have one partner who's in the film side, and they have won about 17 film festivals, and they do films that are to change the status quo. One is called The Price of Cheap, which was done on child labor in India from the textile industry. Another one of our partners is a producer that's they've called Root Fire. They have actually been have several artists that have either been on the Grammys. Some have won Grammys, others have been on the bestseller list, and they focus more on social conscious music, so reggae as well as other hip hop. And then we also have a social platform that is positioning itself like the LinkedIn of charities of social impact, where it provides an opportunity for people to come on board and be able to promote their campaigns and things they care about. So we'll be releasing the website in the next few days. And as I said, we're new to the NFT business, but we're definitely not new to business. But we are very, very impressed with Cardano. We thought that if we're doing something, we want to be able to partner with others so that hopefully we can provide a utility and people can get immediate use of the NFT that they hopefully are impressed with.
Can you tell me how you found Cardano and NFTs? Give me that story a little bit.
Yeah. For us, in terms of Cardano, we were based in Toronto, and a lot of our career was in the finance industry. So we early on, in Toronto, as you know, Ethereum, some of the founding partners were here, so we were around it. We were always, and we advised a company that was actually called BlockStation. They were designed to provide trading of tokens in a regulated environment. So they partner with smaller stock exchanges. So we were advisor to them, and we were always looking for. We thought that we liked Ethereum, but we liked obviously other ones. But with Cardano, we found it through the Catalyst groups actually. So we started attending the meetup meetings, and for frankly probably about 7 months we never spoke. We just listened and tried to get understanding. And when we knew that the smart contract functionality was coming in, I think that was around last September or something like that, and we realized that we had a lot of connections in the entertainment space, and we saw this as the whole idea of using NFTs for helping mobilize social impact businesses and charities may be an interesting angle. So from there, that's why we started to get involved.
Awesome. What have you found so far the biggest barrier? I know you're just kind of getting started. Have you ran into any challenges yet?
Not so many. Well, for us, like any new business or new venture, it's obviously getting market awareness. We've been very, we always figure, there's this saying, you have two ears and one mouth, so use it in that proportion. So we've tried to listen a lot, and we haven't really been active in terms of, we've tried to interact, but we've more tried to listen and understand. And at this point now, the projects are what we are hoping that we'll be able to get interactions, so we'll be able to fine tune it with people. So we really are open just to getting any suggestions that we can get. And as we release more information, we definitely want to be a positive impact and want to do what we can, but we also realize part of that is understanding what the community values and wants and what they think is the best way to approach these types of projects, because we definitely want to be involved for a longer term basis, and we think that we do have the capacity with some of our other partners to bring new people to the network, particularly in the music and film side as well.
Oh, speaking to build off of that, right? Give me two of your long-term goals, one of your short-term goals, and then how are you going to reach those goals?
So can you just repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
Two long-term goals. A short-term goal.
Yeah, two long-term goals and short-term goals. So I guess,
do
you want
short-term? Yeah. So short-term, we are definitely releasing our NFTs coming up within the next month. And it's going to be 7,777, of which we have attached utilities to it that include the ability to participate and attend, whether it be concerts, movie production releases, red carpet events. We also, from the raise of the money that we are selling the NFTs for, a portion of that is impacting creating a fund to help artists in the future that will be voted on by our NFTs holders. We also are going to have the ability to merge both online and offline events in music and film.
Yeah, and I guess from a longer term perspective,
and we'll be supporting charities that we have already picked one, and we are going to actually have our NFT holders choose one of them as well.
Yeah, and so from a longer term perspective, one of the things we're looking at is that, particularly in the music industry, as you're all aware, that there's been tremendous issues in terms of being able to track royalties from artists. There's artists, as we know, average artist on Spotify probably makes less than $50,000 a year. And for us, we think there's a tremendous opportunity to bring artists on the Cardano network where they can release NFTs of their music, as well as we see as an opportunity, particularly for indie filmmakers as well, particularly on the social impact side, to be able to create audiences within Cardano, as well as to create products. And all these are things that we think will be royalty generating as well.
Sorry, I couldn't find my mute button. I do that sometimes. How are you going to onboard these artists? And then can we talk a little bit about the NFT and art, a work of the NFT, what inspired it, and then kind of you said it's something about charity. What percentage is going to charity, or and is that being obviously? I'm hoping that that'll be obviously very transparent. I would assume.
Yeah, that would be coded into the contract. 25% of the total projects go into social impact and charities. And as far as, I think you asked about how we can attract artists. One of our partners, Rootfire, they actually are music, they have an associated music label, as well as they provide a service where artists hold 100% of their intellectual property and they get interest-free loans and they pay that back through their performances. So we already have a roster of artists who are very interested in NFTs, but frankly, a lot of artists look at it as a money grab. They have their concerns about their environment. They have the concerns about whether the community is really focused on making a change or making money. So we believe that Cardano's, very well positioned to appeal to those artists. So we already have a pipeline of artists that are interested. But again, this is not just coming from us. This is from our partners that we are partnering with, which is in this case is one called Rootfire, which is quite active in the reggae space.
I was going to ask you what genres of music have. I know you had mentioned some earlier, but is there like just reggae, or is it
reggae, hip hop, R&B, indie music, anything that's socially conscious?
You got any coffee house musicians? I need some like 30-second snippets of like some good coffee drinking music so I can make some videos. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Depends what type of coffee, what you're putting in your coffee, but we could definitely.
I like the Cuban stuff sometimes because it gets me going.
That's right.
Anyhow, when you don't have a date yet for the NFT drop? Are one of you guys the artists, or is that somebody else on the team? Can you tell me what inspired the artwork of the NFTs?
Yeah, so we came up with the concept of royal dreads because we like the whole way that it fits with being socially conscious, sort of chill vibes, very much into the environment and things that are natural and organic. So we came up with the concept, and we was able to find an artist who also had that same vibe and feeling. And so we talked with him, and he loved the whole concept, and he came on board. He's amazing. He's out of the UK, and he actually has background heritage from Jamaica, his father. So it was very much fitting with what we were going for. He's a extremely talented artist. The NFTs look brilliant. He's individually hand drawn every single element, and he has been working on the NFT elements since November. And what we really, really love about him is the attention to detail that he has put into them, the ideas that he has come up and collaborated with us on in order to bring them to fruition. So we're very, very excited to have him on board. He is an active part of the project. And yeah.
For those interested, I've pinned some tweets to the top that shows off some of the artwork. If anybody in the crowd has any questions, please feel free to request or raise your hand if you're already a speaker. Lido, any questions? I know Lido's going to ask you. Never mind. I'll take care of it, Lido. Do you have a 50-year plan to keep your NFTs?
Yes.
Can you say that?
Do we have a 50-year plan?
Do we have a 50-year plan? Well, God willing, we'll all be living. I know Cardano will be here. I believe that the sustainability for the business will continue to be attracting new artists and hopefully creating an ecosystem where they can produce their works. I'm talking about music artists as well as collaborate with the film artists, and
also
we,
the NFTs give proxy rights to certain
yes,
events.
and as Ann said, the NFT is very much access to ongoing entertainment and opportunity. So from our perspective, like any business, you have to make sure that you have sustainability in terms of the resources for the revenue side. We think we can do that both from the internal funding we have as well as external funding. And again, it's just being able to provide a product that people like, and hopefully the storyline is intriguing, and we continue to be able to attract artists that people have heard about and would be happy to see on the Cardano network as well.
Awesome. Z, I see you have your hand up to Royal Dreads.
Yes, I just wanted to ask, how would a man go about like getting enrolled or like involved in the music area of that, of what you got going on there?
How are we going to be involved, sir?
How can someone?
So can someone get involved? You said?
DM us.
Yeah, we would love to hear from our artists. I mean, DM us definitely. As you said, one of the advantages we have is that our music partner, all they do is
music.
All they do is promote artists and provide funding for industry funding for artists and
put on concerts, festivals.
So our hope is that people will see us, particularly if they're new to NFTs or new to the whole idea, will see us as an inviting space to have their music be heard. And if there's opportunities to collaborate, then the team is here, because we understand that artists see NFTs as a new channel to have a deeper connection with their audiences, as well as to monetize their work in a different way. So we want to be an open channel for that, and if it's the right fit, then hopefully we can all work together to promote their music.
Exactly. And as far as building the community within the Royal Dreads, what we want to be able to do is to invite musicians to amateur nights where we could hear and have the community vote on, people who have original music, and then from the fund that we have, we'll be able to say, okay, fine, we would be able to help support them to develop and go forth further in the music. So I think that's pretty cool.
Frog, you have a question?
Hey guys. Yes, really cool project. I'm actually from London, so just not too far away from you guys. Yeah, man. One thing I wanted to mention was so there's a guy by the name of Session Cruz, and he's putting together a catalyst proposal for a music streaming platform. Oh, hey, there he is. Yeah, connect with him. You guys could probably build something really cool together, I would imagine. So
we'll love to. What is this? Which one is him? Catalyst?
No. Hello, I'm right here.
Hi, Session.
So, I mean, yeah, I came up here really more to introduce myself than to ask a question. Real quickly, we are building a platform that will allow the artists that you're talking about onboarding onto Cardano to easily transact with their fans, right? So I envision these NFTs that you're pitching, that the artist will be creating, could be an album, right? It's a form of token gating where if a fan owns the NFT, when they load up the music player, they have access to that artist's music, right? Music streaming.
Exactly.
So there's a way for us to collaborate in that way. Really, what you're describing, maybe not you, but your partners, they're a record label. They're a new kind of record label, one that funds projects that are being minted as NFTs instead of, you know, the traditional record label system. But that's what you're describing. You're describing a company that's willing to help artists get their first NFTs created, their first music NFTs created. And we just want to be the platform that allows the distribution of that music, right? So it's not just locked into an NFT, but anyone can play the music. And so deeper supporters that want to support the artist can buy the NFT, but more casual fans can continue to just pay per play, you know, pay to stream the songs, right?
Exactly.
Anyway, I don't want to take over the conversation with my stuff. I just want to introduce myself.
We definitely we're going to reach out, and we're looking forward to connecting with you, because that's exactly the vision. And we thought it was very important to have established companies with us, as well as coming to the Cardano community, which is a new ecosystem. And we thought the merging of the two will build something really special, and also help to create and put the power into the hand of the artist, as opposed to in the hands of you know, big record labels that a lot of times doesn't always see some of the good young talent who just gets overlooked.
Right, for sure. And I also want to say thank you to Frog Dog for the shout out, for sure.
I want to yell at Frog Dog for shouting you out sessions, because I was going to do that. So now I'm mad. But anyhow, there's one other person that I would suggest, Royal Dread, that you reach out to, because you had mentioned the movie industry, right?
Yes.
That would be Pumpkin Queen _NFT. She is an independent movie producer who has created a film on Cardano already. Check them out. Maybe there's some things you guys can do also there.
Look, you broke up a little bit there. Do you mind just repeating that?
Pumpkin.
I'll send you a DM. I know some music the industry that may be able to help with collaboration somewhere on that side.
We appreciate that.
We definitely appreciate that. Our film partner has been creating social conscious films, which raise one of the things for us why we call it a social impact NFT, is that when you watch a movie, how many times do you say, "Jeez, man, I wish I could do something," but there's nothing to do. So what we're trying to do is bridge the gap between music and film, and motivating as to wanting to do something but not knowing where to go. So a lot of the social justice causes and impact causes that we're focusing on, we were able to right away channel what you like to do, as well as the raise that we're doing here, into those causes. And we are very selective in who we choose, because we try to choose what we call direct impact charities, that the majority of the money actually gets to help the people who we're serving to help, as opposed to charities that by the time you put in $100, maybe $5 goes to it. Ours is the reverse around. So we thought that was extremely, extremely important. And we have a social justice platform called Movement, which is like the social network, but for social causes, that allows us to have films and campaigns around social causes. And our Royal Dreads community, we want to be able to have it. It will be done in such a way that you who own the NFTs will help to drive those causes that we really want to make an impactful, measurable inroads in.
Awesome. I reached out to Pumpkin and I asked her to join. I'd like for you guys to meet each other. Maybe, like I said, there's something, because she has created a film on Cardano. She's a independent movie producer. So
thank you.
So, connections, people working together.
Yes. And that's what it's all about. And that's why we're very, very thankful that you had us on the show, so we could talk, answer questions, and just connect with everyone.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day and coming up and tell us what you're doing. Where can people go if they want to find out more about your project?
Yeah, our website will be up probably by latest
24 hours.
24 hours. Just put an alert. So it's royaldreads.io, and we'll also be definitely on our Twitter page. Twitter will also be announcing that as well.
And our Discord should be up by the end of the week.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Any last final questions for
You
them?
just got mine. I was looking at the website. Was going to ask when more, so I followed and I got the website. Awesome.
Thank you.
A
Yes,
lot more is coming.
well, a lot more is coming. We're just putting the final touches on it now, so we're excited to launch. And what I will do is I'll reach out to you, and let you all know, and follow the Twitter, because we're actually going to announce it and have the links all up in the Twitter within the next about 24 to 48 hours.
So everybody follow their Twitter account, then you'll be able to find out more information. Thank you again for taking time out of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
guys all very, very much.
I do see our previous guest. I think there might have been a time critter week. Did we have a time mix up?
Yeah, I think last time we had booked in and then cancelled and rescheduled for today.
Yeah,
and I'm hoping I've joined at the right time, because I messaged earlier confirming 2.5 hours time, just trying to get the time zones right. And
yeah,
all good. And I was like, all right, so I jumped on at 2 a.m. my time.
Yeah, it was an hour ago. You were supposed to be here because I called out for you, and that's what time it was on my schedule. But we can just move right into you because we have about a half hour, and we'll just finish the show off with you. So, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, sorry, this time zone thing sucks, but that's why I was doing the calculations earlier, and I'm checking on the time buddy thing, and I'm like, all right, a message. I'm like, does that work out right? But yeah, we'll get there one day.
Good news is if I had $1 for every time, or if I had an ADA for every time I screwed up the UTC time, I would be a whale. The next good news is the United States is in the process of doing away with the stupid daylight savings crap. So,
good, because it's so frustrating when I try and do it and I look at Australian time, and then I look at that and it's like I try and get the right time zone. Say, oh, they're not using this one at the moment; they're using the other one, and there's like the hour difference. I'm like, oh, this daylight savings thing sucks, no matter where you are in the world.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your project. First off, you and how you kind of found Cardano, and then if you want to go a little bit into your project.
Yep. All right. So basically, my name is Luke. I'm the founder of CritterVerse Creations. I'm a husband, father of 2 beautiful girls, and we live in a small country town in Australia. So I've got a full-time job in the real world, and then basically got brought into the whole Cardano NFT scene mid last year, I think, by a friend who I stupidly didn't listen to way back when, and didn't buy ADA when it was ridiculously low, and kick myself now. And basically, look, our team is a very small team. It started off with just basically my wife and myself, my wife being the sole 2D artist of our NFT work, the Discord images, the websites, Twitter, everything. It's been her artwork. And she uses a graphics tablet with her laptop to draw everything. And basically, the idea started originally from telling stories with our girls over bedtime, and our youngest actually drawing an image of like an ice cream cone with a little critter on top of it. And that's where we came up with the idea.
Awesome. So you're a girl dad. You and Epoch have that in common. I feel for you.
Oh, sorry, you just lagged out a bit then. I couldn't hear.
I'm sorry. I said you and Epoch are both girl dads, so I feel for you.
Yeah, look, I've grown up. I'm 36 this year, and I've grown up being surrounded by girls in the house my whole life. So it's besides having the cats or snakes or whatever as pets, I got no other guys in the house with me.
So real quick before I let you continue, I want to introduce our previous guest, Royal Dreads. Meet Serenity Pictures. I want you to do something together, but you can talk offline because Serenity missed the speech. But Critters, go ahead, continue.
Yep, no dramas. So basically, yeah, just we're a very small team. Started off just with my wife and I. My best mate originally jumped on board when we first started back in September, I think, last year. And he was helping with marketing, but due to life commitments, he had to break away. And we've started to slowly grow with the team. We've got about 5 or 6 mods on our team now, and we've got a couple of 3D artists on board who are working on a few things that you'd be able to see in our Discord if you're in our Discord, moving forward with the project. But basically, just to sum it up, really, we started off with already a roadmap and idea in mind, looking at moving on for the future for end game, and we decided to try something a little bit different, a bit out of the norm, in that we weren't trying to just make NFTs that were going to be worth a fortune and flip, and we were aiming at an end game being something that catered to the whole community, the whole family, for husband, wife, partners, kids, you name it, anyone that's interested in it. In that we were having the artwork, we're looking at merchandise, we're looking at a metaverse, as well as an MMORPG game, which I liken to World of Warcraft or Elder Scrolls Online, that will continue to adapt and grow and allow people to earn whilst playing it and having fun.
That's a lot to promise, especially when you start in the word metaverse and game. How do you reach that goal? I mean, most gaming game teams consist of huge teams. How big is your team? And
so basically, we've got a few friends and people that we've met through Fiverr and that we've actually built good relationships with, that have joined our team, that have got a lot of gaming experience, who are actually able to work on the back end of that. So we're using Unreal Engine 5. We've almost, I believe, and I don't want to promise anything yet, but we're looking at hopefully during April doing land sales for our CritterVerse, as we sweetly dubbed it. But our main guy, Agriarch, is the main creator of the CritterVerse, and he's been using Unreal Engine 5, and he's been working on it in the background for the past few months. So I believe that's almost near completion of our first stage, which will include 7 different sections of the map that are all sweetly dubbed, which is all covered in our baking paper, which you can see through our Discord. And I think I did post on Twitter once as well. But basically, they've all got different names like Musky Meadows, Milkshake Lake, things like that. So he's almost near completion of that, where we'll have an actual playable metaverse created on Unreal Engine 5. He's also already started, and I think he's got most of the fundamentals of the basic gameplay, where we do also have some 3D models of our critters already created. And we haven't shown the community yet, but we've got our first 3D model of the playable character, being one of our young girls. So we're hoping, and I haven't told the community yet, but letting you guys know right here and now, but we're hoping to very soon have a playable demo of the basic start of the game, as well as a good introduction and view of the whole CritterVerse.
That's what I was going to ask, if there was like a demo.
Yep. Yeah, hopefully coming very soon. He promises me. He likes to keep me in the dark a bit and then just surprise me with little sneak peeks here and there. But he promises me something coming very soon. And from what he did show me a little while ago when he did start, it looked amazing. So it is a lot to promise. But as we continue to say, it's a long-term goal. And that's our end game plan, really, is to have an awesome MMORPG game where you can. And the whole idea with it too, the fun part is that we're looking at hopefully bringing other NFT projects into it over the years to come too, where other projects get involved. And if you hold their NFTs in your wallet, when you sync your wallet, create your profile, etc., and log into the CritterVerse, you'll be able to then use those NFTs to change your avatar skins or summon them as your companions. But for a start, we're going to have our default character, and whatever critters you hold in your wallet, you'll be able to then bring them to life as your 3D companions as you travel around, completing quests to earn our tokens, our CritterSuite coins, as well as other items and level up and things like that. And then do the social side of things and engage with other people in the CritterVerse. And, we're hoping you'll be able to open up trades with them in game and swap your NFTs with them. Use our tokens in the game in shops. We're going to look at releasing assets that you can then put on your land plots you own, whether it be a house, a shop, things like that. So there'll be something for everyone, whether you are interested in the game side of things or whether you're interested in just earning money. You could just own your plot, own your asset, and then run a business in there where people can come in and spend their coins to buy things off you.
So you said a lot of words that, to me, throw a lot of keywords, right? Metaverse, and you have these assets that everybody, who is saying they're building a metaverse says that they have that, right? And I'm a big skeptic of metaverses and play to earn games on Cardano for a long time yet. I don't think that the system is built for that yet, and I don't think that it's ready for a lot of that. So how do you get someone like me who's very skeptic to believe in you? I think right now a lot of the NFT spaces is believing in the team, right? So where can I find out more information about the team? Because if I'm investing in this, I'm investing in the team, right? I'm not investing in the metaverse. I'm not investing in the NFT. I'm investing in you, in the team. So I would want information on you guys. So where could I go and find that?
Yep. Well, look, basically on our website, which is www.crittersuitecreations.com, everything will be on our Twitter anyway, as well as in our Discord. Our Discord's probably one of our best places to find out information about us. We do have a Meet the Team section on there, which we do need to now update since we've got a few new members on board. We've also got the YouTube channel, which hasn't been updated for a while, but we did put some videos on there. Look, not afraid to show our faces and things like that. We're looking at doing another live stream through Discord in the next few days with some of our new members to introduce themselves, and we'll be live streaming that, sharing our screen, recording it, and uploading on YouTube, etc. With a bit of an update on the team and who's who and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that's a lot right now in the NFT atmosphere that I've been seeing is people want to know more about teams, and because in truth, if you look, the NFT market it's way down right now. Markets come, markets go. That's the way it works. So I think people are being a little more cautious in what they're investing in. So
as this should
I
be.
don't know if sorry, I don't know if everyone's having the same issue hearing you cut out a lot there, but yeah, no, look, definitely, and that's one thing. A lot of people have asked me, "Are you guys doxed?" and things like that. And look, I'm the type of person that I'm pretty open, probably too open. If you check out Discord, you'll see me always talking, and I'm always talking about, open about personal life. Just even the other day, for example, I ended up in hospital with kidney stones, so I was crook for a couple of days, and it's pretty open. Everyone knows what we're doing, when we're doing it, that sort of thing. The only thing is you'll never ever get my wife, the artist, on screen. She's a very shy and private person, whereas me, it's hard to keep me off the screen and to get me to shut up, as you know from last time too.
That makes a good team. That makes a good team.
Indeed, she's the one standing next to me right now saying, "Wind it up, shut up, you're talking too much."
Hello.
So yeah, look, it's so we are planning on doing some more videos. It's just, as you'd know, look, and especially because we're such a small team, and with kids and full-time job outside of it, life gets in the way sometimes. It's so hard to be able to keep all these appointments and do the videos and things that I am trying to do. But we're trying to do that very soon because we're actually reopening our minting of critters at the end of this month. I will make an announcement the next day or two with the exact date and time. We've already got it booked, but haven't announced it yet. Plus some other exciting announcements, like one I just made now in regards to rewards for holders of critters in the way of our tokens being dropped, as well as incentives for people to buy the critters when it remints. In being, we've got these land deeds, which we've got, I think it was 100 off memory. And as we mint the critters and as people buy them, you're going to have an opportunity to earn one of those, which will give you a free land plot in an exclusive section of the map. So we've just got a heap of things going on at the moment to try and reward members.
And my job is the artwork and the teas.
Yeah, whilst my wife's her job's all the artwork. She's slaving away every day, doing more drawing and designs and focusing on these special changelings, the season 2, the season 3 special drops, whatever she's planning ahead, whilst I'm doing all this metaverse and game stuff in the background.
How long has your wife been an artist? Looking at her artwork, it's nice. I like the artwork. So I already joined the Discord. I followed you, so I'm gonna do my normal investigation.
Yep.
I normally would. So
Yep, no, and feel free to always, like, I've got my DMs open. We're more than happy. I say to everyone, throw suggestions, throw questions. We're more than happy to answer it. Look, she's always dabbled in arts, well, probably for a few years and all that, but she actually works more on canvas artwork and that. So she started off doing canvas paintings, oil paintings, things like that. She's also great with fashion designing, so she can sew corsets, dresses, things like that. And it was actually, this was something she never really would thought of getting into. And then when we discussed getting into the scene, it was a great opportunity for her to get her artwork out there to the world. Because I've always said, sell your paintings, get it out there, and she never has. And then as she's drawn for Critters and kept going, and now working on the bidders and all that, season 2, etc., you can see that it's evolved over time, and her artwork's gotten a lot better as she's progressed.
practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah,
Lido,
no, indeed. Except for me.
Lido, you have any questions?
Did you already talk about why another metaverse? If,
I don't think we can talk why. I think you're going to see thousands and thousands of the metaverses.
Yeah. So why another metaverse?
It's just part of it.
Look, it's just part of it. To be honest, as I don't know if you heard my wife, she's standing next to me. She goes, "I'm not interested in metaverse. That's not her thing. Her thing's the artwork." So we're trying to cater. We're trying to cater for everybody. So a few people recently in our Discord were questioning, why does it seem like the CritterVerse is the main focus at the moment? Well, it's not. It is for me, and that's what I'm working on with my team in the background. Whereas my wife, Critter Queen, she's still working away on the artwork, working on these bitter NFTs, which I don't know if you've seen from our season 1, which obviously we're reopening Mint again to give more opportunities. But we released some potions, and we've still got a few to earn as well. And you'll be able to select a critter of your choice, use that potion on that critter, and then we're going to have these ones that you'll see, those bidders that we're dropping teasers of. You'll be able to choose your critter, and it will actually convert into that. But it will actually be like a GIF or a GIF, however you want to pronounce it. So it'll actually be a changing, and it will show from the good one to the bad one back to the good one, slowly transitioning. So there'll only be 200 out there in total. Money can't buy sort of thing. And then she's working on the season 2, etc., etc. So you got the art side of things, the NFTs, and hopefully the value and volume, and that will go as we grow. And then the whole metaverse thing was just basically we're trying to cater to everyone's needs and wants. We've got the connections, we've got people who know how to do things. So why not? Let's give everyone a chance. As we said, we're family focused, community focused. We're trying to cater to everyone in the family's wants and needs. If they just like the art, just get the art. If they want to go into the metaverse and talk to people, earn coins and things, interact and be social, go for that. If you want to have fun and play the game and play like WoW sort of game, whatever, and complete quests and all that, do that.
Great. And then the other standard question, I don't know if you were asked it already. What have you done to make sure that if I open my wallet with all these great art in 50 years, that my NFTs will still be showing?
So you mean what? Just to make sure that the critters still exist and that they're still around in years?
Yes.
Yep. Well, basically, hopefully the idea, I guess, with with NFTs and Cardano, that sort of stuff, that once they're out there, they're there to basically to live and exist in your wallets. But look, we're investing with this. I mean, like, and to be honest, my wife actually left her job to focus on this, as it has become a full-time sort of job. We are investing our own money, even though we haven't seen much return ourselves. Like, whatever small profits we made from the first bit of sale has gone back into paying developers and this and that, whatever. So we're not in it just to try and make a heap of money and then rug pull and disappear. And to be honest, if we were that way inclined, we would have rug pulled already. We didn't sell out 10,000 things straight away. We haven't got 6,000 members. So we're dedicated. We're investing our own money, time, and effort, blood, sweat, and tears, you name it.
He's too stubborn.
And I'm too stubborn. So and my face is out there now. It's on YouTube videos and everything. I can't hide now. But no, look, I mean, it is with that. It's the game. Basically, I think it's going to come down to it is all the different aspects and different ways you can use. The art will live on. but it's just all the different aspects that, you know, there's going to be value in holding your critters and still using them in the future.
So, where can I go? Obviously, your Twitter, your Discord. Do you have a website?
Yep. Yeah. So I mentioned that before. It's so it should be www.crittersuitecreations.com. All the artwork you'll see on that is by my wife, including a beautiful, big, colourful, tasty main background screen, which we based on our CritterVerse on our land. And also, there is a story behind it too, which in our Discord, we do have a story time section where the story is evolving as we go along. We involve the community in the Discord when we introduce some of the critters to then get them to name them and give them personalities and things like that. Also, it incorporates our 2 daughters into the story as well. And that will continue to evolve as we go, and when the game comes along, and merchandise, etc.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna kind of end it here, just because I know it's late for you, and I have a hard stop at 11:30 today. I'm going fishing on my boat.
Nice. Oh, nice! Don't tease.
No one's stopping me from that. Not even Critter, and the Critter Suite Creations can stop me.
No, nothing could stop me. I'd join you. I would travel across to you. I remember one really bad night out on the alcohol night out, and I'd had like an hour's sleep and woke up, and I probably, you know, should have been sleeping still. I'm like, let's go out on the boat.
Yeah. So I want to thank you and your wife, because I know it's late there, right? It's probably
2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty late. So appreciate you guys taking time out. Sorry about the little mix up with time zones. Like I said, that happens a lot. Hopefully some people will go and check out your information. I know I joined Discord. I'll be following along.
Yeah, thank you.
No, appreciate it. And you cut out and I've lost you again, but appreciate your time again.
Thanks,
and
guys.
Thanks all for listening, and hopefully see you in there, because there's exciting things happening and more to come.
Lido, am I cutting out for everybody, or is it just them? Because I know it's Twitter Spaces.
Yeah, you've cut out for me a couple of times, especially towards the end. But yes, you're fine now, it seems.
Yep, comes and goes.
Yeah. I blame my internet. It's horrible.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure, Lido, you want to do the Lido minute, and then we're going to wrap it up, because I'm going fishing.
Fishing! This is your Lido minute on Cardano Over Coffee. This week in Catalyst, there is 16 million USD to give out via this thing called Catalyst. There are 8 different ways to participate and earn some ADA. One of those ways is to be a community advisor. You can do that right now. Go to cardano.idskill.com, and over the next 2 days and 19 hours, you can help review ideas vying for a piece of that 16 million USD, and you get compensated for doing that. My name is Darlington, your favorite code dreamer at Lido Nation. LidoNation.com provides free hype-free education in plain English, Swahili, and Spanish, in written and audio format. We currently run at a negative 900 monthly budget, plus free labor from 3 awesome humans. So if you like the work we're doing and you don't want us to starve or have our spouses get mad at us for spending our monies, you should check out our proposals. We have a few proposals in Catalyst. It's pinned to my profile. You can also consider dedicating a wallet to Lido to help the stuff we do over there. And that's your Lido minute.
Lido minute. Pumpkin, hi.
Hello.
You came in a little bit late, but Royal Dreads is doing some movie music work, and I think that there might be, you guys should have a conversation.
Oh, wonderful. Hello, Royal. Lovely to meet you. Yeah, I'm sorry for being late. I just got caught up in the watering hole. I'm blatantly blaming those guys.
Whoa.
It's okay.
You were on a competing Twitter space?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, I'm doing that all the time. It's very naughty, I know.
Right over there with
Very
Jenny.
naughty.
I see how it goes. Remember that. I
Yeah,
remember that.
Pumpkin, send me the book you write on that later.
Well, you should have sent me an invite. I didn't get one.
You missed out on all you listen, if it wasn't for me, you'd missed out on a business opportunity because you weren't here. Like,
Oh yeah. No, I'm totally blaming Epoch and Lido. But did you see?
listen, I want to thank Royal and also Critter Sweet for coming and hanging out today. Epoch, anything you want to close out with?
Nothing, but I love the conversation. Like to see that there's still people developing and building and scheming on this platform, and I'm excited to get shit done today. I hope y'all have some energy following this, and go be positive, have fun. Remember, blockchain is supposed to be fun. And yeah, I'll be around if anyone wants to talk DeFi schemes, and I hope it's not too stressful of a week. Epoch out.
Wow, mic drop. Lido, anything you want to finish with?
I'm grateful you are all here. Welcome to the cult.
I'm just a bot, part of the buyback program, and I will be initiating buyback in about 6 hours when I get back from fishing. Everybody, have a great day. Enjoy it. Go outside. Don't be stressed. There's nothing to be stressed about. Everybody, have a great day.
Happy fishing.
GM.
Oh, and I am catch and release, so all fish will be put back. Thank you.
Thanks, Hero.
You can release them to me, Hero.
It depends how long they are. So, Hero, let's see if you catch a good one.
Their lip just hurts for a little bit. It'll be all right.
I don't mind. I'll eat them. They'll also be all right.
Well, some of them are okay. Like I fish for bass, which isn't the greatest eating fish. Now, if you caught some walleye or some perch or some crappie, no, that's worth eating. Yes, crappie is the best eating fish that there is, Lido. Isn't that funny?